What's going on? My name is David Delano. Thanks so much for watching another episode of Rockets Daily, making us a part of your day during this off season. Thanks so much for all the comments and go ahead and subscribe. Help us grow. Help us get to that 1,000 mark before the preseason starts. That's the goal, and to keep on going. Thanks so much for the comments yesterday, even involving the history section. Go back, watch yesterday's video. You can check out the comments. Hopefully, uh, talking Rockets championship this time. Looking to go back to back this time next year. We'll see if this season exceeds and meets expectations. Maybe we'll all celebrate at the Colorado, and hopefully Kevin Durant doesn't celebrate a little bit certain places too soon. Don't want to see any injuries for unnecessary reasons. But you guys can go ahead and check that out. Shout out to Big Chippy. Definitely enjoyed the comments, man. But Houston, big city, big small city, man. Things travel fast. If you know, you know. But thanks so much for watching Rockets Daily. Gonna go ahead and dive into today's show. And first of all, we're gonna go and talk about some of the big home games going on. We talked about the TV deals being a little weird. If you live in Houston, it's harder to watch the game if you live in Houston than if you harder to watch the Rockets games if you live in Houston than if you live in Ohio or Minnesota or California. But for those of you in the area, do you plan on attending any Rockets games this season, and which ones are on? Which ones do you have circled that you really, really would like to attend? We're going to talk about some of the biggest home games going on at the Toyota Center this season. And obviously we have to start with the first home game, opening night, home opener. Rockets, of course, are going to open the season on the road against Oklahoma City Thunder on October 21st, and then playing the Pistons. First game at the Toyota Center, October 24th. Very, very solid team in the Detroit Pistons. And New York Knicks having a coaching change, huge injury to Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. You can Google it. Stuff going on. In family, Boston Celtics. Porzingis gone. Drew Holiday gone. Who knows what's going to happen with the Celtics? Milwaukee Bucks under Doc Rivers. They've been a bit of a mess. Cleveland Cavaliers. Darius Garland. Gonna miss some time. Max Strus gonna miss some time. Lost Ty Jerome. They're not really gonna catch people by surprise this season. They haven't been able to get over the hump. Indiana Pacers, Halliburton injured. East is wide open, and point being, could the Detroit Pistons be a team that sneak in there? So, Pistons, a quality opponent. I don't know if it's on how many people's bingo card it's on for a Pistons Rockets NBA Finals, but stranger things have certainly happened. So that's one definitely to circle. And this next one, November 3rd, Dallas Mavericks, Cooper Flag's first game in Houston. I think that when Dallas is in town, always interesting to check out. November 21st, I think the Denver Nuggets and Rockets. I know there's so much talk with. Obviously, the Oklahoma City Thunder are the favorites, but Denver definitely, from their perspective, I like what Denver's done. Denver Nuggets are dangerous. This is an NBA Cup game. I think that this is going to be early as far as much as it can get for November. A playoff type atmosphere. Şengün going against Jokic. Should be exciting. Really exciting. That's one for the beginning of the season. And then Phoenix Suns, December 5th. Jalen Green returning. Kevin Durant going against his former team. Should be fun. And then on March 16th and the 18th, where the Rockets play a home and home against the Lakers. One's going to be at Peacock. One is going to be on ESPN. And we talked a little bit about LeBron James. It's a little weird they're trying to, the media, they're trying to force him out of Los Angeles. When you look at his contract, though, it's pretty difficult for that to happen. LeBron really could have went anywhere if he wouldn't have opted in for this year. So now it makes it a little difficult for him to leave for the money to match up. I think there's going to be a lot of talk about that, and he could go different places. But at the end of the day, odds are that LeBron will probably still be a Laker. But if maybe if there's an injury to Luka or something like that, not that we want that to happen, but he's going to be 41 years old at the time. By the time they come to Houston on March 16th and March 18th, you never know. Maybe LeBron will force his way out of Los Angeles. Stranger things have definitely happened, but if LeBron is there, I think that whether you love him, whether you hate him, whether you're in between, I think you got to appreciate what's in front of us. And hopefully they're both healthy and hopefully they both play in those games. But I think seeing LeBron James and Kevin Durant going head to head, of course, with outstanding supporting cast on March 16th and March 18th, definitely games that I would have circled if you're looking for some games to go to out to the Toyota Center this season. A few other games, it's going to be interesting. Cam Whitmore coming back, the Cam Whitmore revenge game, not listed there on the screen, but that is going to be early in the season for Wednesday, November 12th. Usually probably get some pretty good prices on those tickets early on in the season on games like that. And I think the Orlando Magic game, November 16th, should be interesting as well. But mostly the games that I'm really looking at, a lot of these Western Conference matchups, because those are going to be the teams that matter the most. When you get to the East, you get to the East. But Detroit Pistons, of course, that is opening night. So I've got that one up there. But let me know if you guys are planning. I know it's far ahead, but if there are any games, let me know in the comments that you have circled that you really, really want to go to. If you could only make it to maybe 3 home games this year, or maybe even just one, which regular season game would it be? Which one are you looking the most forward to? Even if you're going to be watching it on your couch, it's all good. Go ahead and feel free to tap in. All right, next I'm going to go ahead and go with a bold prediction for this 2025-2026 season. Talked about a little bit yesterday, and I know we mentioned LeBron. And the reason we mentioned LeBron in a win-now window for the Lakers, and also when you look at Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, still a lot of veteran players out there, a lot of guys that could end up being bought out, some big trades that could happen. There's some franchises whose windows are tight. The Lakers, the Warriors, teams that you wouldn't count out, as far as even the Nuggets continuing to boost their roster. When you look at where the Rockets team is now, the roster's pretty much set. Not much money, not much room to make a move. And when you look at guys that are expendable, who would you want to trade? A bold prediction is going to be that we're going to see either the Warriors or the Lakers. We're going to see someone in the West make a huge move, and I think it's going to force the Rockets' hand to make a big trade. And I think that, as we talk about that, I personally am predicting, I think that Reed Shepherd is going to get moved before the trade deadline. I think that Reed will be okay and serviceable, but I don't think he's going to be ready for what this team needs when you start looking at Oklahoma City, when you look at Denver, when you look at all these teams that we've talked about, and even out east. And some of these big matchups we're going to see early in the season. I talked about Reed Shepherd possibly developing into a Peyton Pritchard type player. Well, that's probably going to take some time. I think Peyton Pritchard's probably a player that the Rockets may just want to go ahead and acquire. And there was a trade rumor that was out there saying Deshaun Tate, Tari Eason, and a first round pick for him, which I think is completely ridiculous. That's not much, but that is a posted trade out there. I think giving up Tari Eason for Pritchard is ridiculous, but you gotta find ways to make the money work. I've been playing with the trade machine a little bit, but I think that this season for the Boston Celtics, they're going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if Pritchard gets moved, and I think that he'd be a good fit for the Rockets. You'd have to get a little bit creative. And even if you don't get him, there's going to be some other guys. I don't think CJ McConnell's the best fit. No, he's making over $30 million, but you look at him, he's in Washington, and the reason I'm bringing up CJ McConnell, he's the type of guy that I could see being possibly bought out this season. A lot of guys out there like that. There's a lot of different talented guards, and I think that the Rockets are going to end up adding a more experienced guard, whether someone like McCollum, whether it's somebody like Pritchard, whether it's somebody like I don't think that it's going to end up being Malcolm Brogdon, but I do think that there's another veteran guard somewhere. I think that Reed Shepard's going to end up being dealt. That's going to just be my bold prediction. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know if you have any bold predictions for this season. Love to see your comments, and we can go ahead and talk about it further during the week. All right, let's keep on rolling with the history. The 1998-1999 Houston Rockets season. This season was only 50 games. He had a lockout, and this was the one season that Scottie Pippen came over from the Chicago Bulls and joined the Houston Rockets, paired up with Charles Barkley for that one season. Yeah, the number one seed this year, only 50 games. The Spurs 37-13. Rockets were 31-19. 6 games out. Finished as the 5 seed this season. And overall for this year, you had a Barkley. Barkley played in 42 of the 50 games during the regular season to average 16.1 points per game. Led the team with 12.3 rebounds. But we mentioned the season before he got injured in the playoffs or injured other places that showed up in the playoffs. Hakeem Olajuwon played and started every game, all 50 games, 18.9 points a game, 9.6 rebounds. Scottie Pippen, only season as a Rocket, 14.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 5.9 assists. You had the draft picks that season in the second round. You had a very young Cuttino Mobley as a rookie, 9.9 points per game, played in 49 games. First round draft pick Bryce Drew only averaged 3.5 points per game. So bigger impact there for Mobley. Then in the playoff series, Barkley had a strong series. 23.5 points per game, 13.8 rebounds per game. Olajuwon struggled a little bit, 13.3 points per game, 7.3 rebounds, and Scottie Pippen 18.3 points per game and 11.8 rebounds. And as far as awards that season, you had Olajuwon made All-NBA third team. Cuttino Mobley made NBA All-Rookie second team, along with Michael Dickerson, who made NBA All-Rookie second team. And in the playoffs that year, who did the Rockets get eliminated by? Got eliminated by the number 4 seed, who were the Los Angeles Lakers. Best of 5 series, Rockets fell 3-1 to the Lakers that season, and that was a Los Angeles Lakers team that was on the rise. Was led by Del Harris, who got fired, and then on that team, Shaquille O'Neal was on that Lakers team, 26.3 points per game, 10.7 rebounds. That knocked off the Rockets, and a young Kobe Bryant who averaged 19.9 points per game. in the regular season and 19.8 in the playoffs. This was not yet a championship year for the Los Angeles Lakers, but they did eliminate the Rockets in the first round, 3-1. And then the Lakers would go on to be swept in the second round by the San Antonio Spurs. And San Antonio Spurs went on to win the championship that year against the New York Knicks. So Scottie Pippen was gone after this season, but this was that 31-19 lockout season. Disappointing year overall. Scottie Pippen, Barkley, Olajuwon was hoping one last chance for a championship, and it did not result into that. But thanks so much for watching Rockets Daily. Go ahead, like, subscribe, leave any comments. Thanks so much for rocking with us here during the off season. I will see you guys tomorrow.